It's a new week, but not a new lesson. Since we have an upcoming half-chapter test on Thursday, I thought we'd spend today just reviewing. We'll get a new lesson tomorrow. Looking at the topics for our half-chapter test, any topic that we've covered from lessons 1.1 through 1.5. Some of those topics include variables and expressions, order of operations and evaluations, the properties of numbers, including the distributive property, as well as solving equations of different types. So let's practice. Have a piece of paper handy. Start to copy down your translations and we'll see how you do. When you're done with the translations, let's go on to order of operations. So try these 7. Time to check. The product of a number and 4, product meaning multiply, will give me 4n, 4x, whatever your variable is. The sum of twice a number and 10, twice a number, and the sum of that and 10, twice a number and 10. 6 less than a number x. 6 less than a number x. You have x, and you have 6 less than that. Order matters with subtraction as well as division. The quotient of a number and 6, I could have 12 divided by 6, or you could put the division symbol in. Now let's use our order of operation, PEMDAS, and our left to right rule. Looking across, there are no parentheses, so again we have parentheses, exponents. We'll do our multiply and divide from left to right, and then our add, subtract from left to right. We do have exponents, so we'll do 16 minus 5 plus 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. Using that left to right rule, we'll do 16 minus 5, which is 11, and 11 plus 27 will give us 38. Number 6. I do see parentheses, so 9 minus 4 is 5, and then we're going to square that, as well as take 2 to the 4th power. Well, 5 squared is 5 times 5, which is 25, and 2 to the 4th power is 16. We lastly subtract, and you'll get 9. Last problem, left to right rule. No parentheses, no exponents, so we look at multiply and divide. Whichever comes first, left to right. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 6 times 3 will give me 18. 18 plus 10, 28. Following the rules will get you the answer, correct answer each time. On to our next topic. We evaluate. So not only are we going to substitute in given values, but we will also practice our order of operations. This first one says, I'll move it here, this way we have room, 4 times x squared, and x is equal to 2, plus 3 times y, which is 5. I'll do my powers. 2 times 2 is 4. I'll bring everything else down. I go left to right. That will give me 16. 3 times 5 is 15. Add the 2 together, less the last step, and that will give me 31. Number 9. I have to evaluate now. 2 times 5 and square it, minus or less 4 times 5. Well, 2 times 5 is 10. 10 squared. 10 squared is 100. 4 times 5 is 20. Find the difference between those two, and you get 80. Again, following the simple rules will get you the correct answer. Properties. We had commutative property, associative property, identity property, inverse properties, and distributed. They were either with multiplication or addition. When you change the order, you'll get commutative property. It doesn't change the value. This is commutative property. I'll do a little abbreviation of multiplication. Next one, 9 plus 0 equals 9. Well, that's the identity property. It keeps its identity property of addition. Oops, what happened here? Okay, the next one, we're looking at multiplication. We're not changing the order, 17, 25, 4. It's all being multiplied by 17, 25, 4. This is my associative property. The only thing changing is the parentheses. It's the associative property of multiplication. Now, again, why do we use these properties? Well, take a look at this. It's easier for me to multiply 25 times 4 to get 100 times 17 versus 17 times 25. It helps us with our mental math. Last one. I have 9 times the difference of 7 minus 4 equals 9 times 7 minus 9 times 4. And if you said distributive property, you are correct. Distributive property could be with either addition or subtraction. The next thing I want to go over are the commutative property. After commutative property and associative property, distributive property is the one that I want to focus on next. To simplify, you look at these expressions and decide whether you can combine any like terms, or when you see these parentheses, you will distribute, which means you're going to multiply by both terms. You should pause the video and try the next few, and we'll go over those in class. The last topic that I want to focus on the test was the equations. We did some problems on testing a possible solution where you need to see if 5 would make this a true statement. You will substitute, you're not going to solve, you will substitute in the 5 where you see the variable. You will then simplify. I see it's 15 minus 4. Does that equal 20? Well, 11 does not equal 20, so you draw the conclusion that 5 is not a solution. And the last few problems on this slide involve solving equations. There are 4 here for you to do. Do these as well, and we will go over all of these in class today. And that'll be our review. Tomorrow, a new lesson.